Hi guys, it is Carol from Lily Rose Blue with some thrifting, antiquing items that I picked up. So with this video, just a reminder, this is a hashtag show and tell. This is a hashtag thrifted finds or hashtag thrifted treasures. Show and Tell is hosted by Angela the Traveling Crafter and is and also hashtag Makers Market, where many of us sell some of the things that we make or find. And then hashtag Thrifted Finds and here we go. Thrifted Finds and Thrifted Treasures is hosted by Dale at Not Too Shabby Chic. Angela and Dale are two amazing, wonderful people. So go check out their channels and also check out the Makers Market. So yesterday, which would have been Saturday, we went kind of back to the area that we grew up in, sadly, to attend two different funerals. One was, and I shouldn't say funerals, memorial services. One was for my nephew's mother-in-law, who passed away after surgery in late April. And I may have mentioned this to you, but she had grandchildren. She had a grandchild in Costa Rica at the time. She had grandkids graduating from high school. She had all kinds of grandkids, going to prom, just all kinds of activities. And so the family chose to wait and do her memorial service until those activities were over and her granddaughter could get back from Costa Rica. I believe she was on a mission, missionary trip there. So it was actually, I don't know about you, but sometimes when you hear a talk or a talk by anybody, or in this case, minister, pastor, whatever the appropriate title is, in your religious denomination, talk, whether it's a regular church service or a memorial service, let's face it, we've all been to those things that were not well done. And we've been to ones that were very well done. This memorial service was really well done. The songs were very appropriate. And this was at a Baptist church, and I'm not Baptist, so I apologize. I'm going to say pastor. There were two pastors, actually, both very good. And one of the pastors talked about, and this woman's name was Sherilyn, how giving she was of her time, and how she always put other people, their needs and people ahead of their own. And one of the things that he said struck me. And you know how you hear things and you're like, they're talking to me. I had one of those moments, and it was about, in the context of Sherilyn, how, and again, how she put everything and everybody ahead of herself. Talking about also how she was also present in the moment, and how she wasn't thinking about what are they going to have for dinner, while she was with somebody else, or all the things that they needed to get done, and all of those other things that often run through our mind when we're doing something else. Especially, sadly, it's worse when we're talking to other people, right? And so it was a reminder to me to be present in the moment and, quit thinking about all the things I have to get done and quit thinking about my checklists and just be present. And the way that the pastor said it was much more eloquent than I said it. And I honestly really wanted to pick up my phone and type it in my phone so I wouldn't remember. So that I could remember and that I could share the message. But I didn't think that was appropriate, so I didn't do it. But that was the nuts and bolts of the message. So I thought I would open with that. And then the other funeral kind of thing was my sister-in-law, so my brother's wife, lost her dad at 93 or 94 back in February. And they waited to do a graveside service until the weather was better because they had family in California that wanted to drive back and be able to, with good weather, and also be able to spend some time with the other relatives. And so we were invited to attend the luncheon after the graveside was family only, but we were invited to attend the luncheon afterwards. So we went from one town and one funeral across the Mississippi from Iowa into Illinois and went to the luncheon and, got to see my two of my brothers and sister-in-laws, and my sister-in-law's sister, who was a year older than me. We kind of hung out together. We went to the same high school. So she was between my husband and I at high school. So we got to see her and her children and other members of the community that I grew up in. And so that was very, very nice too. But isn't it sad that those kinds of things happen mostly at weddings and funerals, right? Yeah, but that was also a very nice event and very good to be able to see people. And I'm going to stop and then tell you the rest of the story because I forgot to introduce Astrid and Arnold. And here we have Amber. And we have the triplets over here in their corral. That is Adam, that's Asa, and this is Angel. So, back to my regularly scheduled program. After we were done, it was like 2:30 in the afternoon. And we live about, from where we grew up in Illinois, it's about a 90-minute to an hour and 45-minute drive home. And we needed gas in the car. And so my husband he does some Lyft driving as a second job, he actually does it to pay for his golf trip is really why he does it, which is fine. That's a good reason. But through Lyft, he also, and you don't have to be in Lyft to use this app, but he uses, now I'm going to want to say it. Upside. And so he was looking for gas stations that were part of the Upside. And one of those was a town called Mount Pleasant, Iowa. I swear every state has a Mount Pleasant in their state. And this is a town that normally, you bypass on the highway. And so this meant we were going to go in town. Well, a year ago February, so this has been a while, but if you've watched my channel for a while, you know that in February of 22, no, hasn't been that long. February of 23, sorry. When my husband was on his golf trip, I headed to Mount Pleasant and went to 3 different antique stores and had a great, wonderful, amazing day. I can still remember the day. And so I was excited I said, hey, there's time. Can we go to these antique stores? And we knew there wasn't enough time to go to all 3. So I picked where I wanted to go. And 2 of those antique stores are like literally across the street from each other. So I said, let's go to the town square, which is where these antique stores are. And so we did. And lo and behold, and I don't mean for my husband to sound like, this is his focus in life, but there was a brewery restaurant just down the street from the antique stores. And he's like, okay, take your time, go to the antique stores. And I said, and he goes, I'm going to go here. And then I said, sure, that's fine. I'll meet you there. So that's what I did. I went to these 2 antique stores. The first, let me think here. I got more than that, didn't I? Maybe not. Maybe I didn't. I swear I did. I'll have to look. But we will start with some children's books that I found. I swear I got more. Oh, there it is. I knew I had gotten more. Sorry, I had to reach for it. I was like, what in the world? I know I got more things than that. Yeah, and now I'm struggling to remember because, of course, they didn't put their name. Okay, I guess it doesn't matter. So these 2 antique stores, one is called the Raven's Nest and the other one is called Jefferson Street Antiques, Mount Pleasant, Iowa. Both really good places to go. And ironically, at the Ravens Antique Store, they also host a cat rescue. And so there's this huge whole wall full of cats, like in an open mesh with cat trees and all kinds of fun stuff just waiting to get adopted. So the bonus for me is I got to play with some cats too. This first book is Baby Animals on the Farm. You've all seen this book. This is a first Little Golden book. Yes, I spent $2. By James Shooter, illustrated by J. Ellen Dulce or Dulce. I'm not quite sure, guys, how to say that. And this is a 1990 copyright. Look at that mouse. It's so cute. And the corn is adorable too, right? And the chicks. So this is going to go into a farm journal. There's a turkey and chickens and a mama piggy and a goose with goslings. And here's the mouse again. So cute. There they are going into the water. Oh, there's the mouse again. And here's puppy dogs and the rooster. Here's some cows and some horses. Some goats and sheep. Oh, yeah, they're mixed in together. Goats and sheep, a beautiful swallow. Almost reminds me of an oriole, but I don't think so. Some kitty cats, and look, there's the mouse hiding back here behind the shovel. And it does say barn swallow, so it is a barn swallow. There's the kitty cat and the mouse and the swallow. And look, the baby mouse was returned to its family. I love this book. I think I have it. This might not be my only copy, but I really don't care. I love it. This is Farm ABCs, and this is a paper-covered book. Marigold Press. That's really cute. It's a mushroom and two kids underneath it reading. Again, Farm ABCs. It's got some age to it. Look at this beautiful page here. And this is by Patricia Lynn. Pictures by Gladys Turley Michelle. Yeah, there's no T. Michelle. So Marigold Press, Racine, Wisconsin. And this is 54, I believe, if I'm reading that right. And isn't this just a very cute book? This is Johnny, and that's Penny. I will tell you, what I do, I see a lot of baby names come across, and Penelope and Penny is becoming a very popular name again. There's some fields of corn, a barn, some ducks, just adorable. Aren't these kids cute? Johnny's collecting eggs. E is for early to rise and feel bright. E is for eggs that we gather each night. There's some horses out by the house. Another beautiful horse. Here they're working in the garden. I is for iron in rake, hoe, and spade. See the fine garden that Johnny has made. H is for the hay that the animals eat. H is for the harvest and the honey so sweet. And look at this. This mom, they're making jam, and here they've got baby kitties. There's some bunnies, and that's not a bunny. Is that a groundhog? I'm not sure. Here's an orchard. Pumpkins, puppies, a train, or R is for railroad. Here's S is for silo. There's the tractor. Just a super, super cute book. Yeah, I don't know, that's almost a Bolo book. I may have to do a separate video to do a Bolo book. Here's Mrs. Hen Goes to Market. This is a Rand McNally Junior Elf book. And I did spend a little bit more on this, and it does have some damage, but this end paper, and you can see how it was sewn together. Mrs. Hen Goes to Market by Godfrey Lynn, illustrated by Elizabeth Webb or Webby. Okay, Rand McNally, and it is boy 69, maybe 59. I'm not sure. So here is Henrietta Hen. She's so cute. She is so cute. So cute. And I love how books about this age do a wonderful, beautiful job of using both color and then more monochromatic pages. Look at this duck with the apron. So cute. So yes, adorable book. Adorable book. And then another Rand McNally elf book, Forest Babies. And of course, I saw the deer. And I like rabbits and raccoons too. Bears are fine too. They're just not as much of a thing for me as some of these others. And this was to Letitia from Effie. And this is Stories by Jean J. Parrish, illustrated by Elizabeth Webb, or Webby. Again, that name. And this is 1959. So there's a cute little bear. Buffin the bear. That's a cute name. So this must mostly be about Buffin. And then Buffin finds other friends. Oh, we had Buffin. This is Bunifer. Again, very cute. Very, very cute. And then we have Roly and Poly get dizzy. Pretty owl. Cute frog down here. And then we have Little Deer Gets a Name. And it's like everybody else has a name. Why do I get called Little Deer? Well, you have to earn your way. Earn your name, said his mother. Flash was named that because he can run so fast. Lightfoot earned his name because his feet hardly touched the ground, and Long Antlers grew the longest antlers. Little Deer thought about this as he stumbled through the forest on his wobbly new legs. Well, if that, I'm paraphrasing here, well, then if that's the way, he said out loud to himself, I'll be named Clumsy or Bumper or Straddlebug. Why, said Buffin, popping his head out from the hollow log. Just watch the way I jump if you want to know, said the little deer. Watch. And, they keep going, they keep going. All of a sudden, there was a sharp snap of a twig. Little Deer was so startled that he sailed into the air like a bird and came down on the opposite bank. And then his mother said, How would you like to be called White-tailed Flyer? Little Deer couldn't answer because it was such a beautiful name. So White-tailed Flyer it was. So cute, very cute. Then, hang on, and I'm kind of saving the best for last, because that's what we do. I also found this Audubon Waterbird Guide by Richard Powell, or Pooh. I think it's probably Powell. Beautiful end pages. Ooh, this is a little odoriferous. And this was sponsored by the National Audubon Society, and it was published in 1951 by Doubleday. So, beautiful topography of a duck. And then there's just neat pictures throughout. Mostly black and white. But I liked it. I liked it. I thought, yeah, there's your... And here's the Bob White that I tried to mimic the other day. And quail and pheasants. I was mostly interested in those. But then here's the raptors. I just love it. So to me, it was worth the $2 that I spent on it. So that was one of those. Then, look at this. Animals Round the Year. Also soft cover. Isn't that beautiful? Look at this. Look at the prairie dog. And this was from the Mount Pleasant Public Schools. I got this for $1, you guys. This was by Glenn O. Blau from the lab schools at the University of Chicago. I have picked up several publications from the lab school at the University of Chicago. They're very cool. This is a copyright of 1943, Roe Peterson and Company. Look at the squirrel. Very cool. Then we have, oh, that's not a squirrel. That looks like a, oh, it's a weasel. Okay. Weasel. Then a beaver. There's the beaver's house. More beaver there. Chipmunk. My husband would like to do bodily harm to the chipmunks in our yard. Again, don't think badly of him. Raccoon, skunk, bear, turtle. So cute. Birds. Ducks. There's the squirrel in the winter. There's the turtle hibernating. Birds that are out in the winter. That is a nuthatch. Yes, nuthatch. Blue jay. There's the squirrel in the spring. And there's a moth. And a woodpecker. And look, there's the squirrels in the summer. The other day, Friday, look at him. There were 5 squirrels vying for space at my feeders. Yeah. It was hilarious to watch them. I think a couple of them, I think they're younger squirrels, and I think they were litter mates, because usually the squirrels just fight for dominance and things, and there multiple times there were 2 squirrels in my big bird bath feeder at the same time. So to me, they must have been siblings because they weren't fighting. I'm going to come in a little bit here. So this was a package. It was just labeled old stencils. And these are paper stencils. Let me see how well this is coming. Yeah, okay. So there's a sheep. That's interesting. I wonder who might like that. Here's an elephant, and this one was colored. Cute cow. Farm journals, right? Pig. Lion. I was going to say horse, but I think that might more so be a donkey. A dog. I think that's a camel. Yeah, when you flip it over, that's a camel. There is a chicken, a rooster. There's another horse or donkey. Oh, there's duplicates. Chicken. Now that's a chicken. Here's a duck. And a kitty cat. Aren't these cute and adorable? And I did not pay much for them. I feel like I got some pretty awesome deals at both of these places. Like to the point that I was kind of feeling bad. Which leads me to 2 of my not only cool purchases, but bargains. So this is a 1992-1993 Sears catalog. Pretty big. Bigger than some other catalogs that I've picked up, and I paid less money. Here, I'm gonna go out a little bit. Um, so I know some of you are 1990s people. Uh, yeah, we know the looks, right? We know the looks. So I just thought I would. I'm just gonna get to the. Oh yeah, those pantsuits with. This reminds me of. Oh, what was the show with Joan Collins and then the gal that had the blonde hair? Dynasty. This reminds me of something that somebody would have been wearing it on the show Dynasty. This dress, these dresses. Oh yeah. And shoulder pads too, in a lot of cases, right? So yeah. I was, oh, there's Girl Scouts. Sorry, I'm trying to get to the kids, the girls' clothing. Hang on. Yeah, the jean stuff with these, so these colors, the jean coat. Look at this winter coat with all those wild designs. This outfit. Oh yeah, this was my girls. This just, all of this, these 2 pages, this is the clothes that my girls grew up in at about this age. One was born in 83, one was born in 87. So yeah, definitely my girls wore clothes like this. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm just wondering, as big as this catalog is, reminds me kind of the members only jackets. Oh yeah, remember those color block polos, or long sleeve or short sleeve polos with the white collars? Yep, same thing, the color blocking shirts here. Yep. I'm just wondering, as big as this is, what in the heck is in. There's a couple of pages that are falling out. Okay, we've got some furniture. Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yes, remember all the flowers and ruffles and stripes? Yep. Absolutely. There's quite an interesting bathroom. I was just looking to see what else was in here. Because that's the middle of the catalog. So we've got braided rugs, director chairs, dishes, lighting. Yeah. I might still have, our house was built in 92. Yeah. Some of that furniture looks, or lighting fixtures, absolutely looks familiar. And I guess you have, all kinds of things. Tanning beds. Because, this was 1992, 1993. So yeah. I felt like I got quite the deal on this one. And I'm sorry, all of a sudden my allergies have kicked in. And here is the pièce de résistance that I found. This did not have a price on it. I took it up to the counter, asked the lovely lady who was working how much this was, and she looked through it, and I thought for sure, I had a price in mind that it would be listed for based on what I've seen and what I've heard you guys talk about. And you can't see here that this is 3 levels. I can't get it all in the frame here. This is from, first of all, this is from the 1940s, you guys. Look at, you've probably seen the pictures with these lovely scalloped edges, you know, photo corners. There are some awesome pictures here. Look at that. That's Rosalind. And so somebody had written on some of these pictures, excuse me, either on the black or, you know, if you take this out of the photo corner, often there's narrative in there. This lovely woman fell out someplace, and I'm not sure where she belongs. But just look here. This I looked at, this was from 1945. Look at these ladies walking down the street. There's a gentleman, looks like maybe in a uniform, I can't quite tell. Two babies. Looks like maybe a First Communion. I'm not sure. And then they're holding something, and I cannot tell. And it's glued down. It's not photo cornered. I don't know if it's chickens or what it is. But there's somebody in a uniform. But just amazing, amazing photos. And this book is full. Look at this one with their dog, the kids and their dog. That dog looks a little bit like my puppy. Look. And this says 1949. And this is a lot of snow right here. It's a lovely woman. Just a bunch of kids. Cute kids. Look at that one. U.S. Navy. This is a very pretty lady. There's some other, I don't know if that's the same gentleman or not, in the Navy hat, Navy uniform. Yep, there they are again. That's a cute picture. Two guy friends. And of course these have come out, and this is something on the water that's glued right to the back of the scrapbook. And it's got this lovely cover too. I had the price in mind that it was probably listed as, and I also had a price that I was willing to pay, you know, thinking that maybe we could negotiate. So I got up there, told her that it didn't have a price. She was flipping through it, and she was lamenting, oh, this person, half the time, she goes, I know who it belongs to. Half the time, they don't put any price. They don't put their tag or anything on their stuff. But so she said, you know, I just sold another one of these like this from her booth, so I'm going to sell it to you for the dollar amount. And I looked at her and I said, are you sure? And she said, yes. And in my mind, I'm going, la, 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 la. You know, I cannot believe I got this for the price that I got it for. It was a steal, pretty much. I was so stoked that I got this for the price I got it for. I would have paid $10 more, at least, for this than what I was charged. So just, you know, you just never know. It is worth going to antique stores because, you know, you find things that you might not find elsewhere. And not everything in an antique store is overpriced or not priced at thrift prices. This was thrift priced. I still cannot believe it. So I will be harvesting all of these photos. There are a lot. There are a lot. And they're like, look at this little guy and his tricycle. There are just some priceless photos in here. And of course, the ones of somebody in a uniform I will keep for my 1940s / World War II journal. Yeah, so this was my find from Mount Pleasant, Iowa. We had a great time, and then I went back, met my husband in the brewery, tasted some beer that they had brewed there, and we shared a burger that was a combination of ground beef and brisket. Oh my gosh, it was so good. So they made that themselves. They made all of their sauces themselves. So they had something called fry sauce. Oh my gosh. Had a little bit of a zing to it or heat to it, but not a lot. It was the color and consistency of French dressing, but it wasn't sweet. And they also cut their own fries, and this was sweet potato fries that we had. It was just all excellent. And, a day that, could have been very sad and certainly was a reflective day. The messages that we heard, seeing family and friends, and having this kind of a date, so to speak. Excuse me, my stomach is growling. And being able to do some antiquing, it was a really good day. And we got home and we played a couple of board games. Well, we're big board game, card game people. It really was. I got beat horribly at both of the board games, but it's okay. And we were in bed by 11 o'clock on a Saturday night. So there was that too. Yeah, jam-packed day. So thank you for watching. I really do appreciate you all. Please hit like, hit subscribe, consider commenting. Maybe tell me what your most favorite thing was of this video. I would really appreciate that. And with that, I am going to sign off, and I'm going to say too, take care. I'm going to say have a good week because I'm filming this on a Sunday. Stay safe, have some fun. And as always, God bless. I do feel blessed. So God bless you as well. Thank you again. Bye-bye.